So today we're gonna talk about Biden's infrastructure plan again. So this morning, earlier today, I logged into work. My ThinkPad, I have a ThinkPad P 50. And we're lucky that my kids don't need computers. But I was just curious to see what my laptop would cost if I was just to buy it today. Um, it's a P5 50 series. I think I have the 51, 52. So I logged into the ThinkPad website, and exactly a year ago this week, I bought my laptop from Lenovo. And it started at, I think, 11 or 15.99 or 14.99. By the time you add stuff on there, I ended up paying 21.99 for it. Now today I looked at the same laptop. The specs aren't that much improved. Same exact laptop. It says starting at 62.99. And that's before you put stuff on there. So I'm thinking about, I'm like, do I have the right currency? And then I called my friend that works in IT, called a cousin of mine. And they were like, yeah, computers have skyrocketed. The prices have like tripled and doubled. And I was like, that's insane. How do I not know that as a regular consumer? And I'm thinking about all the kids that use computers for Zoom and stuff like that. And how is that affecting education? If a simple laptop, not a high spec gaming laptop or anything fancy, a laptop just to do word processing on, and that's not even before you put software in there. A basic, simple laptop. I know ThinkPad is high end. It's not like a Dell or HP. But if ThinkPads are $6,000 starting, the Dell and the HPs and the basic laptops aren't going to be much cheaper than that. It might be maybe even at 50% at $3,000. That's insane. An insane price for a basic laptop with pretty much nothing in it, no software or anything like that. Close this up. It's a little nippy today. So it's mind-boggling how the cost of living of everything is secretly but dramatically increasing. And if I don't know about it, and I'm into tech, I'm a tech consumer big time. And if I didn't know that, most basic Americans don't know this. And I think by the time they find out, by the time someone needs a laptop for their kids, or a laptop to go to college, it's gonna be like, why is it $7,000 for a laptop? Who has $7,000 for a laptop? That's the price of a used car, a good used car. My first used BMW was around that price. Think about it. That's insane. In regards to that, just everything's going up. I think the only thing that pretty much stabilized in prices is stocks. Like if you want to buy stocks, it's not that expensive to buy stocks in 2021. Well, it's more available, it's more accessible, and a bit more cheaper for the regular person to go out and buy a bunch of stocks. But home prices have went up. And it's not even that they went up. It's just the demand is so crazy that we went from an oversupply pre-pandemic of just houses and apartments, just an overabundance and oversupply, to like a lack of supply within a year. All my friends from Brooklyn, from the city, moved up to the suburbs. And we saw a house a week ago, beautiful house. We want to get a bigger place. Our kids are getting bigger. And $749 where we live, taxes are like 20 grand a year. And it's not even a big house. It's like 1,600 square foot. And I was telling my friends, like, we like it. And my friend bought a 3,000 square foot house for about the same price, north of New York, further north over here. And he was like, yeah, you're not gonna, you spend a lot of money, but you're not getting a lot of house. And he's like, that's not gonna sell for that price. And I was like, yeah, but we hoping to maybe come down a bit, maybe just to go a little low and get it for a good price. House sold already. A week ago we saw it. It's in contract already. And you look around. My wife just told me this morning there's not a single house where we're looking for sale right now, today, as of this morning. And I was like, that's weird. Like last week, like 5 or 6 or 7 houses. Today's Thursday, last weekend, 6 or 7 houses were all in the market, and all of them are off. And that's insane that people are coming up here. And these are not cheap homes, but they're overpriced homes, if you want to put that mix in it. So people are buying these homes at overpriced value. And these are all people from Manhattan, all people coming up from the city. And you're looking at it like, Homes up here have always been for sale. We've lived here since 2006, 15 years now. We've seen homes come stay in market for 2-3 years. Now, not even 2 or 3 days they're last the mark. So it's letting us know that there was never a lack of money to buy homes in this country. It was maybe a lack of interest of people wanting to move to the suburbs. And it's coming like full circle now, where everyone just wants to move out of the city into the suburbs, into homes away from congestion, into like more open space and more yard space for the kids. Like I said in my last video, Easter weekend, we had a lot of fun in our backyard because we have the space, and the kids had fun Easter egg hunting. We couldn't have done it at a farm or a church because of distal space, social distancing and stuff like that. So everyone's moving up to the suburbs, not because they didn't have money before, but now the interest is here to live up here. People apparently have money. But infrastructure plan, when everyone goes back to work, I'm still working from home. A lot of people are still working from home. When we all start going back to work, our roads going from here, suburbs to the city, will be clogged with traffic. Our public transportation pre-pandemic was already clogged as is. I was dropping my kids to school. And what would be maybe a 10-minute car ride always took me 30 minutes in the morning. 30 minutes, we left 30 minutes of traffic, and I was like leaving the home at 6:30 to get to their school at 7 a.m., to drop them around 7 a.m., for me to walk to a local city train, and that train took me about 60 minutes to get to work for like 8:30ish, between 8:30, right? Unlike holidays or like days where it wasn't normal traffic, it took me 10 minutes to get to their school. And once I got to that train, it took me 30 minutes to get to that train. This is pre-pandemic now. When everyone that's living up here starts commuting back into the city from where I am, from where we want to live, you're looking at it's going to be crazy. And that's why the infrastructure needs to be repaired and rebuilt, right? And I think Biden's plan, we have to get that passed, because once next year, September, everyone's vaccinated and going back to work, I don't want to be sitting in traffic for like an hour to drive, what would be a 10-minute drive. And I don't want to be waiting for train after train after train, because it's so packed up with people living in the suburbs trying to get back to their offices in Manhattan. So that's why things like this is important. When you have to look at things in perspective. And back to politics, Republicans, I don't know where they live or what their incentive is when they wake up in the morning as a Republican politician. When I talk about Republicans, I'm not talking about people that vote Republicans. I feel of all the victims in this country, of all the people I feel the most sorry for is Republican voters. Because you guys vote for people that don't care about you. They'll talk the talk when it's time to get votes, but after they get in office, it's like, cut taxes of rich people, get rid of the health care for poor people. Minimum wage increase? No, we don't want that. So they don't care about you. And you have Ted Cruz in state talking about we're for the working class. Really? Really? To get votes, right? That's what he'll say. But once he's in office, he's in Cancun vacationing while everyone in Texas is freezing without power and fresh running water, right? But infrastructure, we could fix all that for Texas going forward so this doesn't happen again. No, we don't want an infrastructure plan. Ted Cruz is saying, no, we don't want that. And his own state suffered last winter. And it shouldn't have, because the power supply wasn't in place. Running water wasn't in its place. Infrastructure has been the same since the Westerns, right? And they don't want to improve any of this for you guys, but they want you guys to vote for them. But why do they want votes? Why do they want to be elected for, right? To lower taxes for rich people? I don't get it. Like, what's the point? And that's why I feel for Republican voters, because you guys suffer the most. When I vote Democratic, when I vote for Joe Biden, all I wanted Joe Biden to do, and I said this again and again, was to fix coronavirus. He's done that. People are going back to work, right? He's done what I wanted him to do. Voting for Trump, I don't know what I would have gotten. 4 more years of that nonsense? Really? So I feel bad for the Republican voters. You guys suffer the most. And you not only suffer the most, but you're lied to think that you're suffering because Democrats are doing something that they're not even doing, right? Biden came into office in January of this year, and already Republicans are blaming him for coronavirus deaths. They're blaming him for immigration issues at the border, right? None of that was his fault. he didn't know anything going into office. Trump didn't give him any playbook on what was going on the border, what was going on with coronavirus. And honestly, Biden, if he was anyone else, he could have sat in his hands for the first year in office and said, Trump didn't give me anything. I don't know what's going on. But no, he worked hard. Him and Kamala Harris worked hard. They got a good administration, worked with scientists to put a stop to COVID becoming worse than it already was, right? So I feel sorry for Republican voters, and you guys just, I don't even want to say wake up, because you guys don't want to be woke. Apparently woke culture is a thing, cancel culture is a thing you guys don't like. But like I said in my last video, America as a country, we don't produce anything, we don't sell anything to the rest of the planet, we don't make any money from the rest of the planet. And Trump was right in that regard. We suffer, and it's no fault of the Democrats, it's no fault, it's just the way the country has evolved over time, because we let companies run the show, we let capitalism run the show. We don't take care of working class people, and that's what happens when you don't take care of working class people, right? All right, guys, have a good one.